But I will say diamosis sounds like a very bad illness.
It does.
Diamatosis.
Was it diatomists?
Diahalitosis.
Yes, that's like something I got when I was in Germany. Anyway, yes. Hello.
So sherry is quite fun.
Yes, we love sherry.
Sherry used to be very popular in the United Kingdom in those big bottles made by people like Harvey's and Croft. And then it kind of fell on its bumhole in the 90s.
Well, that's only because it was basically old people that were drinking sweet sherry.
Terry and June. That was about
Terry and June.
That was about it.
That was it. Yeah.
But it was every suburban middle class household, whatever.
Yes.
But then sherry became cool. I mean, it's
Well, you
always
see,
been cool.
well, the thing is, it didn't. Because the wine trade is weird in the fact that we all get onto some sort of weird new thing, like sherry, and, you know, we go, it's the greatest thing ever! And nobody pays a blind bit of attention to us.
Well, because sherry in this country is still sort of crusty, dusty.
It is.
Even though it's incredibly cool.
It's the bottle of Harvey's Bristol Cream that's been stuck in the drinks cupboard since 1984.
It's the bottle of Croft Medium.
Yes. So, anyway...
Which you still find in Tesco.
The point is that we've got loads of sherry.
And it's all so good.
And it's lovely. And there are lots of different styles. And the thing that you should always think about sherry is that it's a food wine as well. So something like this,
wine.
a Manzanilla or a Fino, the drier end of things, the drier, lighter, salty styles of wine, they, sitting in the sunshine with, you know, a bowl full of nuts and some squid.
Okay. Now, I've been, in terms of the sort of ooh side of sherry, apart from knocking back, you know, a couple of glasses of Harvey's cream, Manzanilla, I really like what happens to it. So, for example, Marc Antonio de la Riva, that's a very traditional, he's right there, very traditional, almost culty, dare I say, sherry producer.
Yeah.
You find a lot of his, you know, 200-year-old Olorosos on auction occasionally going for loads. But they make a very elegant Manzanilla. So it's got the dry, saline nature of Fino, but then also a touch of the fullness of the Amontillado and Oloroso.
And the wonderful thing about this is a producer that we've just taken on. It's imported by a company, and one of my chums works for them. Hi, Broomy. And Broomy knows everything there is to know about sherry. He and I did our level 3 WSET together. And, you know, I was the port guy, he was the sherry guy, and needless to say, sherry came up.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no one likes port apart from us.
Everything in that blooming exam was tailored towards his specialist knowledge and not mine. So anyway, I still passed it, but, you know, he got a better mark than me. Bastard. Anyway, the point is that Broomy found these and brought them to me, and they are fantastic. The wonderful thing about these is that they age everything. So even their Manzanilla, 5 years old,
see,
you know,
this is the point. There is we stock a lot of smaller producers that just do things really well, but you just don't know them because no one cares.
Yep.
What is almost 75% of them? What is this common thread? From champagne to sherry to weird white wine. It's aging it in the cellar for a few years.
Yes,
just
giving it time.
Giving it that time so that when it's released, it's just...
If you want to see the benefit of age, look at some of the early videos he did and look at some of the more recent videos he did. Don't do it with me because I look much younger than he's barely aged. But you see how age improves things.
Mellowed, yes. I'm still just as much of an idiot, but, you know, slightly taller maybe.
A slightly more refined idiot.
Yeah, okay.
There we go.
Refined idiot.
But we've still not talked about this wine at all. This is Diatomists, which and they're not the cheapest sherries on earth. I mean, they're all in half bottles, and they sort of start with the Manzanilla at around about 14 quid and go up from there. But you know, you are getting really evolved aged cherries for across the board with them. So your cheaper sort of styles of sherry where you may be paying the same amount for a bottle. They're still lovely, but they're not going to be as aged as much. So, nose in the glass, 100% Palomino in this.
So it's got a sort of... It's rather than having a sort of clean, young, fresh Manzanilla element, it's that oxidative, slightly musty, sort of a nudge of stone fruit.
A nudge of stone fruit. There's the saltiness there, but it's almost like you've got...
Pastry as well.
It's almost like salted caramel with no sweetness.
Yeah.
In that you've got that sort of slightly creamier, sort of
fluffy
carameliness,
textured,
but with zero sweetness on it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's delicious. You will notice that. Basically, I bought a bottle of this, took it home, and drank most of it. That's so nicely balanced.
Yeah, I polished one of those off in like 3 hours.
I've done it over 3 days because I'm 43 and not a student.
Not for much longer.
No. What?
A student.
No. Not much longer, 43. Anyway, it's lovely. It's got beautiful balance, lovely acidity. That saline character there is still there. It's like oyster shells.
It's got that almost like apple turnover, fluffy. Do you know what I mean? Fruit to it, sort of like gentle, sort of flowery,
delicate.
Yeah, very delicate, but still aged, elegant, and with a good and distinctive profile. It's not your average man's.
It's not your average man's. We like it though. Have a good day.
Get it.